Good morning. This is Mr. Eshelman. It is Wednesday, April 8th, 2020. I hope this message finds you well and that you found some things to keep your brain occupied and keep your body moving during these beautiful days of weather that we've had the past few days. And looking forward to be able to give you some more information and some more ways to keep yourself safe and healthy throughout the next couple of days and weeks until we see each other again at Denver Elementary School. Our birthdays today are kindergartner Shaylin from Mrs. Young's class and fifth grader Michael from Mr. Martin's class. So we wish them a happy birthday today. Hope you have a great day and an extra special day on your birthday. Our quote for the day is by a man you might recognize, both his picture and his name, Albert Einstein, pretty smart guy. He said, "Life is like riding a bicycle." So when somebody makes a statement like that, that's a comparison, a simile, you probably know. I ask, how is life like riding a bicycle? Albert Einstein says, it's about balance. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. So if you've ever ridden a bicycle, or if you remember back to when you first learned how, if you don't have training wheels and you pick your feet up, put them on the pedals, but you're not moving, the bike's going to tip over. The more you're moving, the easier it is to keep your bike upright. And the same thing goes with our brains as well. So as we're sitting at home and we're on screens and iPads and iPods and iPhones and televisions, we have to remember to balance that with staying active, maybe in some different ways than we're used to. We don't have phys ed class with Mr. Shalansky right now. We're not outside at recess running around on the playground and jumping rope and playing foursquare and things. So we have to be creative about ways to maintain that balance, because just like riding a bike, if we're not moving, bike's going to tip over. So if we're sitting in front of a television, computer screen, or iPad screen all day, we're going to start to develop habits that aren't as healthy. So we have to balance those out. We do have to be on the screens to get some of our work done now, as we're doing it remotely, not at the school building. Just like we use laptops and iPads at school too, and it's okay to watch television, watch some movies, and be entertained by that. Again, Albert Einstein reminds us to balance those things so that we can keep our brains and our bodies healthy, especially during this time when our options are a little bit more limited. So our Eagle expectations then, two more ideas from the back of our Be That Kid t-shirts. One says, be that kid who is patient. Patience is difficult right now because we have to wait a little bit longer than we might like to kind of get back to the things that we're used to doing. And at the same time, our Be That Kid shirt says in the same statement, be polite. So being patient is challenging enough right now, but being polite along the way, using our manners, saying please and thank you also go a long way to help us all get along, especially within our families when we're all in the same house, probably a little bit more than we're used to. Being patient, being polite can keep people from getting as on edge as they might get, or to prevent arguments from happening. So another thing we can do to be that kid is be grateful, to show gratitude. So we might not be able to do all the things that we want to do right now, or have all the things that we want to have, but we can be grateful for the things that we do have, and that we do usually have the things that we need, maybe not always the things that we want. So we need to remember to be grateful for the things that we have. And as the times change and we get back to things, we'll be even more grateful to be able to do things like play in our soccer teams and baseball teams and all those kinds of things. So be that kid who is patient, polite, and full of gratitude today and throughout the next week and the next couple weeks, and really all the time at school and at home. Our question of the day then is a science question. It says, animals are classified by various features. One is whether they have a backbone. Vertebrates have a backbone, while invertebrates do not. What are the different groups of animals that are classified as vertebrates? So some of you may have learned that in your science classes. Some of you may have learned it but forgotten it. So feel free to do some research and look back. If you can find the answer or you remember the answer, feel free to send it my way. Also, if you have suggestions for other good questions that would be appropriate to ask for students in grades K through 5 or at different levels, I'd be happy to put those on our morning announcements as well, along with our jokes. So these came out of our joke book that we just received. First one says, when were there only 3 vowels in the alphabet? Long ago, before you and I were born. Get it? You and I, but the letters U and I are also vowels. Okay, let's move on. Where do you find information about eggs? In the Hencyclopedia. Get it? Hens lay eggs. Encyclopedia, Hencyclopedia. Okay, let's move on. Do you have some other good ones? Send them my way. Last thing we'll do this morning is stand up together and say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So until tomorrow morning, we hope you stay well, stay healthy, learn a few new things today. Be polite, be grateful, be patient, and we look forward to seeing you again soon. Have a great day.